Kicking off. Thanks everyone for stopping by and welcome to today's webinar, Reverse Bold Golden Letters, Back to Basics, 10 Steps to Dominate Off-Market Listings, hosted by MAPS coach Christina Griffin. Before I kick it over to her, I've just got 3 quick announcements. Please note this meeting is being recorded. I will share the link in the chat momentarily to our MAPS YouTube channel where the recording will become available within 24 hours. Currently, everyone is on mute. However, we do value group participation, so we ask that if you have any questions for Christina, please type them in the chat box. Following the meeting, if you have any questions about today's call or any other coaching programs, please feel free to reach out to Fast Track, FASTTRACK @kw.com. That's all for me. Christina, the floor is yours.
All right, sounds good. Let me go ahead and, all right, there we go, guys. Okay, great to see everybody. So it's January 2023. I'm excited that you guys are here. I am going to offer a ton of content here today. So it may feel like drinking from a fire hose. All I would say to you is don't stress, don't worry. We are going to go quick. Please know that this is recorded and I will be posting some high-level notes on what we're going through today, and we're going to show you exactly where to access it and where to get the information that you're going to see here today. So again, thank you everyone for being here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So back to basics. A lot of us have been hearing getting back to basics. The markets change. It is no longer a market in most places across the country that people are paying 20, 30, 50,000 over asking, waiving appraisal contingencies, and pre-foreclosures are up throughout the country. What I would say to you is, don't worry. That's a normal market. That's a market that I've been in multiple times. I've been an agent for 20 years. Personally, I've done over 5,000 transactions. I'm a MAPS coach. I also have an amazing real estate team, and I am the community leader for KW relocation. So again, thank you for being here. Don't worry, everything I'm sharing with you here today is going to be shared with you. So I'm just gonna go through this. I think it's a great segue to get us started today. So this is in the shift book. And again, this page, you'll get a copy of this page, but it's back to basics. So I want to just start with this paragraph to resonate with you as we get started. Don't let change throw you for a loop. Once you know what you must accomplish and you know what your margin can be, you must envision and promote a positive future. There's an old saying in sports, if you want to stay ahead, then play like you're behind. The challenge you might have is that you've been ahead and played like it. Now you're behind, so what do? You do what all great business people do. You focus tightly on the basics. You do that by asking yourself 4 straightforward questions. What are my business priorities? When do they need to get done by? Who is the best person to do them? And finally, how should they be done? We know that the answer to the first question because it is a fundamental 6 priorities to your business. And again, this is a page out of the SHIP, the 6 core competencies of business. Lead generate.
Velocities on that.
Sorry about that. I didn't. Let me mute. All right. Okay, so the 6 core competencies of a business: lead generate, capture and convert to appointments, present to buyers and sellers and get agreements, show buyers and market sellers, write and negotiate contracts, coordinate the sale to the closing, and manage the money. So again, back to basics, part of the shift book. And I am going to dive into some action items for you guys that are back to basics. We are going to touch on a reverse bold and how you can put that into your prospecting as well. So I am going to share with you guys, hold on, let me go here. Now I'm going to remove that. All right. So I'm not screen sharing. So I just want to let you guys know that, because some may say, hey, show me what you're talking about. So again, you guys are going to get all of the notes of what I'm going to share here today, and I'm going to screen share again something here very soon. So ideally, we need to know what to do to build our pipeline. When markets are shifting, it can be incredibly helpful to hone the basics of your business. That means deploying time-tested best practices and industry expertise to secure success. Now, if you haven't been in the real estate market that doesn't have your sellers 20 offers and a buyer so desperate for a home that they're waiving contingencies, then you're in for a big surprise. As the market moves to a normal one, it's time to get back to basics or start with the basics so you can thrive today. Now, here's why. First, it sets you apart from your competition. So many real estate agents are caught up in digital marketing that they neglect basic strategies that involve face-to-face contact by going back to basics. You're forging a connection to set you apart from the competition. I'm going to give you just a simple example. Many of us, we call expireds. Many of us, because we need to be TCPA compliant, and Gracie will drop in the chat the TCPA compliant, the disclaimer. So you guys have that. It is very important that whenever you're outbound calling that you comply to the TCPA regulations. So you're going to call an expired. And 10 of them pop up in your market, hypothetical, one day. Half of them are on the do not call list. So we skip those because we don't call them. Everyone else skips them. How many of you are actually sending them a letter or going to the door with just a simple call to action? So again, that's a great example of getting back to basics. So again, I'm going to touch on some high level, give you some exact examples, as well as some tools, some resources, marketing examples, and a playbook. So what is back to basic strategies should real estate agents be using in their campaigns? So here's a few ideas. One of my favorite is door knocking. Okay, Gracie, let's post the door knocking app that I like for anyone that would like to take a look at it. And we do on a high level in my course, we show you what that is and deep dive in a high way. We deep dive on it in a very, I'd say, masterful way, so you know how to utilize the technology to keep yourself more efficient. So knocking on doors, it's not easy, but it's well worth the effort. The idea is to meet potential new clients and build a rapport of trust. You may get doors shut in your face, but you'll get tons of connections. Now, my favorite way to door knock, I call it good old fashioned ding dong ditch. So I call it COVID style, right? You don't have to always knock on the door. You can leave behind an item of value. You do not put something in their mailbox. That is not allowed. You put it on their door. I like to go with my dogs. I have 2 golden retrievers. One golden retriever is enough. It's easy. It's simple. You can take one of your kids. If you guys have been in Bold, you remember the story with Diana Kokoska, how she used to take her kids in a wagon. Again, that's one of the most pinnacle ways to get back to basics and be able to do the things necessary. Now, I'm also going to share with you another page of the Shift book. Now, in the Shift book, I want you guys to look, I believe it's page 78. Page 78. This will give you just some basics around door knocking, what it means, and just some high level in the Shift book, the door knocking and back to basics. So again, that's just a great example that you guys can utilize in your business. And we're sharing with you what those pages are. So if you have the Shift book, make sure to take it out and look at that page. So again, door knocking is one of the biggest things, and you will create massive revenue. I want you to look at what you're spending leads on. Many of the groups I've coached, they have stopped their online leads and they have hired full-time door runners. Many of you are in markets that snow is insane. My partners that are in Minneapolis, Minnesota right now sent me pictures of, I think it was 12, 15 inches of snow. I'm in Florida, it's 80 degrees. So ideally, depending on your market will be how you go door to door, but in any market, if your Amazon driver can go out and deliver packages, you should be able to do it hopefully in a safe way. So again, door knocking, and we're going to give you examples. Face-to-face appointments, the priority when chasing down a lead is often to schedule an appointment. During the appointment, you can discuss your qualities, you can discuss the things that you can do to help them in a high way, in a very impactful way. Those face-to-face appointments, we got away from them so much with COVID. get back to the coffee dates, get back to the face-to-face with people in your community. Good old-fashioned snail mail. Email, it is very efficient and it has a high ROI if done correctly. So I'm going to share with you today some examples of what we use in the resource folder that we're going to share with you here today. But I want you to think about when you are going to the mailbox. Many of you do postcards. Many of you send out good old-fashioned just listed, just sold cards. How many of you don't look at your certain items of value that come in your mail and it just goes in your garbage? What can you do to set yourself apart in a super simple way? I personally love neon envelopes. I love send out cards. If you guys haven't utilized send out cards, it's a great plan and very highly effective. It's in your KW marketplace if you guys want to take a look at it. But again, I want you to think when you're looking at your budget and when you're looking at what you're spending money on, I want you to think yourself, put yourself in the client's shoes and see when you go to the mailbox, what type of things you throw in the garbage. Again, I'm going to share with you these resources here. A lot of my favorites and a lot of different things, but this is just a good old simple neon envelope. $14.87 for a 200 pack. Again, I prefer doing something like that, and then instead of just listed, just sold cards that most of the time go in the garbage. What would it look like if instead you put it in a folder like an envelope like that? So we're going to reassess how we're spending money, and that's a big part of getting back to basics. So again, good old-fashioned snail mail works. You just have to have the right call to action around it. And I want you to think about what can you do to set it apart in the mailbox where someone's going to physically open an envelope. When they open an envelope, they're going to be more bought in to look at what's inside. Thanking somebody, again, that's one of my favorites. I love good old-fashioned greeting cards, pop buys, flowers, different, coffee cups, things like that. Again, guys, I'm going fast, but we're going to get into some action items here in a second. Hone your communication skills. If you guys are not doing script and role play, it's super important to do that. Stay in touch. Know your stuff. Know what's happening in your market. This is a skill set that you need to focus on. Each one of us, no matter where we are in our business, skill sets are super important, and growing that skill set is going to help you convert and help you really grow. And there's a lot of really great script and role play groups that I recommend. Gracie will post the game room one. That's one of my favorites. Cyberbackers hosts it. And doing script and role play a few times a week is going to help you get back to basics and know what's needed. Again, thank you cards are one of my favorite things to do. How many cards are you doing? As you're starting to look at your pipeline, look at how you're prospecting, looking at what you're doing each and every day. I want you to look how you could be more efficient. Pull your past clients, pull your top clients, pull the people you know you need to follow up with our birthdays at the beginning of the month. Have those cards, have those addresses, have those clients, and where you can simply and easily send. It could be 10 cards a day through an app like Send Out Cards. All right, host events. Host events. Events are a great way to connect with people on a personal level. Again, it's super great way to connect. Now, in my class that we are launching for Dominate Off-Market Listings with a ton of high-level advanced masterminds, some other great things I'm going to go over with here today. We do go over some really great action plans on how to be able to do events in your community that will help you become that expert in your community with people going through life events. Now, one of my favorite things for you guys, getting back to basics, is open houses. So open houses, but here's the big one. Do an open house on a bank-owned property, a short sale, a property that's an estate, the ugliest property on your MLS. Bank-owned agents will let you do open houses on their listings. Doing an open house on a distressed property, even if the house is dilapidated and you can put a card table in the driveway, you're going to get 10 times as many people walk through that distressed open house versus a normal open house. So again, capture their information, have a great drawing at the open house. It could be a $25 gift card if they fill out all their info. It's amazing how many people put incorrect info at an open house, but when you're doing a simple gift card drawing, they're going to put all their info. So again, host an open house on a distressed property. Another great thing, most of us forgot this exists. Volunteer for floor duty at your real estate office. All of our real estate offices should have floor duty. Volunteer for it. If you're in the office, ask. We got out of that habit because we were so busy, or we were not going into our offices because of COVID. Ask your office how you can do that. All right, here's one of my fun things. Engage your immediate sphere of influence. Join our upcoming class. We'll teach you how to revive your sphere, build a team of amazing vendors and attorneys. We're going to actually be doing something fun. I tested it just recently where we did a reverse bold for my relocation community, and we did a reverse bold for the people that wanted to opt in my last course launch. So we created hundreds of referrals, hundreds of opportunities, and that's something that I will personally be sponsoring the prize for this upcoming class. And those that would like to opt into it and do a reverse bold as a group, it's going to be a really fun experience. And we're going to help you with the plan, the marketing, and everything like that. So again, this is something different. But it's something for those of you that want to opt in. We're going to learn this and go through it on one of our additional masterminds. But it's a lot of fun where everyone markets. There's one group prize. We're going to give you an action item and some plans. And I'm going to actually share with you this packet where you find the resource folder on if you want to do a reverse bold in your community. It's a great way to revive your sphere. The way I like to teach it is you touch your sphere in a meaningful way first. So it's January. Do a happy New Year's, touch base with them. And then again, towards the Valentine's Day timeframe, it's actually going to be after we get back from family reunion is when we're going to start this around more of the St. Patrick's Day timeframe. So it could be Valentine's Day, you touch people in your world, do something fun, and then do a reverse bold around St. Patrick's Day. So again, how can you find a way to have someone call you where your phone rings and you get 100+ people call you? It's not just your sphere. It's not just your database. I want you to think about how you can touch people in a meaningful way in your leads, your phone, your community, the people in your world. What would it look like if you put a simple golden letter, and we have some great examples, a simple golden letter on a door, and you went ahead, and I'm going to actually show you guys an example. You did a golden letter. And here we go. All right. I'm your neighbor and an agent. We have buyers. Would you be interested in selling your home to a client of mine? If so, please call. Now, I like to do the reverse bold plan as well on the golden letters. Some people, they do it separately, but this is a way to prospect using data filters in the areas that I'm going to show you in a minute. You're going to learn how to do in my class. To do some prospecting in your community. Fun way for people to call you. You've got a call to action for the golden letter, but the ones that don't want to sell their house, it's a great way to capture their information and let them call you. So again, lots of info I'm throwing at you guys today, but I want you to open your mind up to the possibilities on how you can, in your world, in your community, have some fun, touch base with the people in your world, utilize it for prospecting. We've got an awesome action plan here that you guys are going to get access to. This is something I created. It's got the entire process on how to do it. And then it's got a ton of ideas on how to be able to prospect and how to be able to get 100+ people call you, from a walkthrough on e-newsletters for command campaigns, how to be able to do it compliant, how to be able to get it out into your community. And we're not going to go through all of this today because we do not have time, but that's going to be a fun new thing that we're going to do as a group when we do one of our additional masterminds in my upcoming launch for anyone that would like to participate. So again, open your mind up to the possibilities. All the expireds, the 100+ people in your neighborhood, if they got a simple golden letter with a reverse bold call to action, it's a lot of fun. All right, so that's one pillar. And guys, again, I'm going fast. Here's the other one. I want you to pay attention to your neighborhood. A lot of us, we do not, we forget, we get busy. Maybe we feel awkward on what's happening in our direct neighborhood. I'm going to screen share and I'm going to show you a software that I love. My link tree is going to give you guys the details around this particular software, that those that want to find it, because we've got a great special around it. But I am going to, I love all of this, you guys just having fun and sharing emails and things like that. And we're going to show you where to be able to find the details and the information. So someone just shared the last city posted was Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm going to give you just a good old-fashioned example. And this is what I mean by pay attention to your neighborhood. What would it look like if you understood how to pull data and you understood what was happening in your direct neighborhood? Now, I'm not from Atlanta, and I'm doing this just randomly. So I'm going to take, I'm going to screen into Atlanta. And I'm going to pick a neighborhood. Let's pick, this one looks maybe a golf course, something in here that is in this particular area. And I'm going to search. All right. So what I mean by pay attention to your neighborhood, guys, we're in real estate, but we're also in a business to help be a community expert to people in our area, also life events. But I want you to think about, and I like to give a visual on this for you. Do you know in your neighborhood, and I'm gonna go through it quickly, but do you know in your neighborhood what houses are vacant by the US Post Office? There's 169 in that random square that I just had. Do you know which properties in your neighborhood have liens and judgments? There's 345. Pre-foreclosures, there's 14 in this direct neighborhood. I'm gonna go through 3 more data filters. There's 23 properties with bankruptcy. No divorces reported in that direct neighborhood, and 43 pre-probate. Those are people that have a death certificate filed on their property. Now, expireds that haven't been relisted, and again, we can narrow down filters on expireds, and I teach this to you guys on a high level. There's 315. So guys, I want you to imagine, pay attention to your neighborhood. You're in a neighborhood, you live in a community. Do you know who in your neighborhood's going through pre-foreclosure, who's in pre-probate, who is an expired, who is a lien, and what would it look like if you knew how to find it, you knew the right thing to say to them? Is that under the US Post Office? No, it's a system I use called PropStream. We have a 30-day trial we're going to share with you guys in our link tree on how to access that. Make sure you follow TCPA compliance. In my upcoming class, we actually are going to help you pull some lists, not the phone numbers, but those that would like to opt into it. We're going to also help you be able to pull things through that list. Now, Jesus, you asked other tools. That is the simplest, inexpensive one to be able to do. There are other systems I do share in my class. Your MLS will have systems like